Did you know the melody for Can't Help Falling in Love is over 240 years old? Did you know its original French title was Plaisir d'amour, which translates to the pleasure of love? And did you know the lyrics of that original song state that the pleasure of love lasts only a moment, but the sorrow of love lasts a lifetime? Here, Elvis Presley's mother, Gladys, died in 1958 at the age of 46. He was devastated and never truly recovered. When he recorded this song 3 years later, was he singing to a new love, or was he singing about a love that was now an eternal, aching memory? The song is played at weddings. It is a first dance for countless couples. But what if it's not a beginning? What if it's an end? What if the most famous love song in the world is actually a story about loss, helplessness, and the quiet tragedy of a love that cannot or should not be? Number 17, is it a song for someone who will never love you back? The original melody, Plaisir d'amour, was composed in 1784 by Jean-Paul Egide Martini. The lyrics from a poem by Jean-Pierre Clarisse de Florian are explicitly about a love that has ended, with the singer abandoned. A 2013 study found that over 98% of people have experienced unrequited love at least once. It is a near universal human experience. The term for the object of one's unrequited affection is the beloved, a word that implies a passive role. They are simply loved without any action required on their part. Let's listen to the song again. But this time, the person singing is looking at someone who doesn't see them. Not in that way. Maybe it's a best friend, a coworker, someone who is kind and wonderful, but completely unaware of the depth of feeling they inspire. Wise men say only fools rush in. This is not a romantic sentiment. It is a painful acknowledgement of the truth. The singer knows this is a bad idea. Their friends have told them. Their own rational mind screams it at them. Pursuing this is foolish. It will lead to nothing but hurt. The wise men are right, and the singer knows they are the fool. They are rushing into an emotional black hole, and they are doing it with their eyes wide open. There is no shared excitement here. There is only self-awareness of a mistake being made. But I can't help falling in love with you. This is the central tragedy. It is not a choice. It is a condition. It is a sickness of the heart. The word can't is a prison. It removes all agency. The singer is a passenger in their own emotional life, careening toward a cliff. They are not choosing to love this person. They are afflicted by it. This line is not a declaration of passion. It is a confession of weakness. It's a whisper of, I'm broken. This is what I do. I fall for the unattainable. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? The internal debate of the unrequited lover. Every moment spent near the beloved is both heaven and hell. Shall I stay in this friendship, in this job, in this proximity that tortures me? Is it better to be near them and suffer, or to leave and suffer? Will it be a sin to confess my feelings? A sin to disrupt their life? To ruin a good friendship? To make things awkward and unbearable? Or is the sin to stay silent, to live a lie every single day? The question hangs in the air, unanswered, because there is no right answer. Both paths lead to pain. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. This is the most heartbreaking line in this interpretation. It is a desperate attempt at self-justification. The singer is trying to frame their hopeless situation as fate. They are trying to convince themselves that this intense, one-sided feeling must mean something. That this powerful current must be flowing somewhere meaningful. But it's not. The river of their love is flowing, yes, but it's flowing into a desert. It's an appeal to a destiny that does not exist. The line is not a promise of union, but a fragile shield against the crushing reality that some things are, in fact, not meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. The offer is silent. It's a prayer, not a request. They are offering everything they have to someone who isn't asking for it. They are willing to give their entire existence, their future, their everything for just a glimmer of hope. But the hand is not taken. The offer is not heard. The final chorus is not a crescendo of shared emotion. It is the quiet, desperate, echoing cry of a person who is giving their whole heart away with no hope of it ever being held. The song ends and they are still standing there, alone. Number 16, is it a forbidden love that can only end in ruin? The story of Lancelot and Guinevere, one of the most famous forbidden love triangles, first appeared in detailed form in the 12th century works of Chrétien de Troyes. Their affair directly led to a civil war and the fall of Camelot. In many societies throughout history, adultery was punishable by death, particularly for the woman. The song was released in 1961, a time when social stigmas around divorce and affairs were immensely powerful, often leading to social and financial ruin. Think of the song not as a sweet proposal, but as a hushed conversation in a stolen moment, two people who should not be together. Perhaps one or both are married, perhaps they are from warring families or different social classes that make a union impossible. Their love is not a celebration, it's a dangerous secret. Wise men say only fools rush in. Here, the wise men are not just proverbial figures. They are society, they are the law, they are their families, their spouses, their children. They are every voice of reason that warns of the consequences. The fools are not just naive lovers, they are people actively choosing a path of destruction. They are rushing into a situation that will shatter lives, including their own. The line is an admission of guilt. They know what they are doing is wrong in the eyes of everyone else. But I can't help falling in love with you. This is not a justification, but an explanation. It's a statement of helplessness against a force that is stronger than their sense of duty, their vows, or their fear of the fallout. It is the addict's reasoning. I know this is destroying me, but I can't stop. Their love is a compulsion, a beautiful and terrible addiction that overrides all logic and self-preservation. It is a tragedy in motion. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This question becomes immensely heavy. Shall I stay in this secret affair, or shall I stay in my current life, my marriage, and deny this love? Both options are a betrayal. Would it be a sin to continue this, knowing the pain it will cause? Or is the greater sin to live a lie, to deny the most powerful emotion you have ever felt? The singer is trapped between two sins, two betrayals. There is no moral high ground, no clean escape. Every choice is tainted with guilt. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes, some things are meant to be. This is their mantra, their shared delusion. They must believe in fate, in destiny, because the alternative is to accept that they are just two people making a series of selfish, destructive choices. They cling to the idea that this was unavoidable, that they are pawns of a grander design. It's the only way they can look at themselves in the mirror. It is a desperate attempt to paint their transgression as something noble and preordained, rather than a simple, messy human failure. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. This is the point of no return. Take my hand is the decision to run away, to abandon everything. Take my whole life too is the recognition of the price. My reputation, my family, my stability, my future, it's all yours. I will burn my entire world down for you. The final line is the reason. It's not a happy reason, it's a tragic one. It's the answer to the question, why are you doing this? Why are you ruining everything? The answer is simple, and it's not enough, but it's all they have, because I can't help it. The song is not about the joy of finding love. It is about the catastrophe of finding it in the wrong place at the wrong time. Number 15, is it a vow to someone who no longer remembers your name? Over 55 million people worldwide live with dementia. Every 3 seconds, someone in the world develops it. The composer of the song's original melody, Jean-Paul Egade Martini, died in poverty and obscurity in Paris, a man largely forgotten by the public that once celebrated him. Elvis Presley's own profound grief for his mother was a constant companion, a memory that defined him, while the person he missed was gone forever. Picture the song being sung by an elderly person to their spouse of 50 years. The spouse is sitting in a chair, their eyes vacant. They may not recognize the face in front of them. They may not remember the life they built together. The singer's not trying to spark a new love, but to hold on to the embers of an old one. Wise men say only fools rush in. The wise men are the doctors and the support group pamphlets. They warn you about the toll of being a caregiver. They tell you it's a marathon, not a sprint. They advise you not to rush into promises you can't keep, like, I'll always do this by myself, I'll never put you in a home. The singer heard the warnings, but they were a fool for love 50 years ago and still today. They rushed in then, and they are choosing to stay in now, long after the rational choice would be to ask for help. But I can't help falling in love with you. This is the core of the vow. It is not past tense, it is present tense. I can't help falling in love with you right now, as you are. It is a conscious decision to fall in love all over again, every single day, with the person who remains. It is finding flickers of the person they know in the fog. It is loving the hand they hold, even if that hand doesn't remember whose it is. This is not a passive feeling. It's an active, daily, painful choice. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is the caregiver's darkest, most private question. Shall I stay here by your side until it breaks me? Or shall I stay in this house that is now a prison of routine and sorrow? Will it be a sin to want my old life back? To feel resentment? To wish for it to be over? Is it a sin to be exhausted, to be angry, to be so deeply sad? The guilt behind this question is immense. It's the conflict between unconditional love and the basic human instinct for self-preservation. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling. So it goes. Some things are meant to be. This line is a memory. The singer is not talking about the present. They are looking at their partner and remembering the beginning. They are reminding themselves of the certainty they once felt. This was their destiny, this life, this love, this person. They are holding on to that past certainty like a rock in the middle of a storm. It's a way of saying, this is hard, but it was meant to be. The good times were real. And that is what will get me through the now. Take my hand. Take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. The singer reaches out and takes their partner's hand. The partner's grip might be limp, their gaze unfocused. Take my hand is a physical act of connection. Take my whole life too is the reality of their situation. This disease has already taken their shared life. It has taken their plans for retirement, their conversations, their partnership. It has consumed everything. And the singer is still here, willingly giving what little is left. The final line is a quiet, heartbreaking affirmation. It is sung into a void of memory, a promise to a person who can no longer receive it. The love is still there, flowing in one direction into the sea of what has been lost. Number 14, is it a desperate plea to someone lost in addiction? An estimated 1 in 10 Americans over the age of 12 has a substance use disorder. The concept of codependency, where a person enables a loved one's addiction out of a misguided sense of love or duty, was first developed in the 1940s and 50s. Elvis himself struggled with prescription drug abuse for years, a battle that ultimately contributed to his death at 42. Hear this song from the perspective of someone loving an addict. They are not singing to the person standing in front of them, the addict, the liar, the shell. They are singing to the person they know is trapped inside, the person they first fell in love with. Wise men say only fools rush in. The wise men are the therapists, the Al-Anon meetings, the friends who have watched the slow-motion car crash of this relationship. They say, you have to practice tough love. You have to set boundaries. You can't let them drag you down with them. They say it is foolish to keep hoping, to keep giving chances, to keep believing the promises that are always broken. The singer knows all of this. They sit in the meetings, they nod their heads, they know they are the fool. But I can't help falling in love with you. The you is the sober you, the real you, the person I see when I look past the glazed eyes and the shakes. I can't stop loving that person, and because I can't stop loving them. I can't leave the person you are now. My love for who you were chains me to what you've become. It is a declaration of being trapped by hope. A hope that is constantly being starved of oxygen, but refuses to die. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is the daily torment. Shall I stay and watch you kill yourself? Am I enabling you by being here? The sin is complex. Is it a sin to give them money, knowing it might be used for drugs? Is it a sin to kick them out, knowing they could end up on the street? Is it a sin to stay and sacrifice my own sanity and well-being? Is it a sin to leave and save myself? It is a moral labyrinth where every path seems wrong, and the guilt is a constant companion. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. This is a memory of a time before the addiction took hold. It's a remembrance of when their love felt natural, inevitable, and pure, like a river. Now, the river is polluted. It's dammed up. It's flowing in the wrong direction. The singer invokes this image to remind themselves, and maybe to remind the addict, that their love was once a force of nature. They are clinging to the belief that the river can be cleaned, that it can find its way back to the sea. It's a desperate prayer that this nightmare is just a detour, not the final destination. Like, take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. This is the offer made over and over again. Take my hand, let me pull you out of this. It's the offer to drive to rehab, the offer to sit through withdrawal, the offer to rebuild a life from scratch. Take my whole life too is the price the singer's willing to pay. And often, it's the price they are already paying. Their life is consumed by the addiction, their finances, their emotional energy, their time, it's all gone. And they keep offering it, this ruined life, in the hope that it will be enough to save the person they love. The final line is the reason they endure it all. It's not a choice. It is a deep, abiding love for someone who is no longer truly there. Number 13, is it a parent's song to a child they have lost? The term bereaved parent has no equivalent for someone who has lost a spouse, widower, or a parent orphan, reflecting the unspeakable nature of the loss. And studies have shown that the grief of a parent is among the most intense and long-lasting forms of mourning. The original French song Plaisir d'amour speaks of a chagrin d'amour, a sorrow of love that lasts a lifetime. For a parent who has lost a child, this is a literal truth. Reimagine the song as a lullaby. A parent sitting in their child's empty room, singing to a photograph, singing to a ghost. The love has not vanished. It has just lost its destination. Wise men say only fools rush in. The wise men are the well-meaning friends and grief counselors. They offer platitudes. Be strong. They are in a better place. Time heals all wounds. They advise against rushing in to grief, against letting it consume you. They want the parent to move through the stages, to find acceptance. But from the parent's perspective, this advice is foolish. How can one be rational in the face of such a loss? To love a child is to rush in completely, from the moment of their birth, and to grieve them is to rush into the abyss of that love. But I can't help falling in love with you. Love for a child does not stop when they are gone. It continues. It grows. It evolves into a different, more painful shape. The parent can't help but keep loving. They fall in love with the memories. They fall in love with the idea of who their child would have become. They fall in love with the echoes and the spaces they left behind. The love is an unstoppable biological spiritual force that death cannot sever. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is the existential crisis of the bereaved parent. Shall I stay here in this world that feels empty and wrong without my child? The question carries a dark weight. The sin is the sin of wanting to follow them. Or, perhaps, the sin is the opposite. Is it a sin to one day laugh again, to find moments of joy? Is it a betrayal of my child's memory to keep living when they cannot? It is a question about the very nature of survival after an unsurvivable loss. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling. So it goes. Some things are meant to be. This line is a battle. For some, it's a source of anger. How could this be meant to be? How can this cruelty be part of any plan? It is a rejection of fate. For others, it's a desperate search for meaning. They try to convince themselves there was a reason, a higher purpose, that their child's life, no matter how short, was a complete story. It's an attempt to impose order on a chaotic and senseless universe. The river flows to the sea, but my river has been cut short. It empties into nothing. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. This is a plea directed at the memory at the spirit of the child. Take my hand and guide me. Show me how to live without you. And take my whole life too, is the reality. The loss has taken their life. It has redefined them. They are no longer just a person, they are a bereaved parent. Their life, from that moment on, is dedicated to the memory of their child. The final line is a quiet statement of eternal truth. It is sung to the silence. It is a vow that will never be broken. The love will never end. And that in itself is both beautiful and a lifelong sentence of pain. Number 12, is it a farewell to a beloved pet? For nearly 70% of pet owners, their animal is considered a member of the family. The grief experienced after the loss of a pet is often disenfranchised grief, meaning it's not always recognized or validated by society, which can make the mourning process more difficult and isolating. The average lifespan of a dog is 10 to 13 years. A human who gets a puppy at age 10 will likely have to say goodbye in their early 20s, a formative and often turbulent time in their life. Imagine this song being sung softly to an old dog or cat lying on their favorite blanket for the last time. Perhaps it's in the quiet room at the vet's office. It is a song of anticipatory grief, of saying goodbye. Wise men say only fools rush in. The wise men are the pragmatic voices that say, it's just an animal. Don't get so attached, you know their lives are short. It's the voice of self-protection that warns you not to open your heart so completely to a creature you know you will outlive. You know, the singer knows this logic. They knew from the first day that this would end in heartbreak, but they were a fool. They rushed in anyway. They chose the years of joy, knowing the price would be this moment of intense pain. But I can't help falling in love with you. The love for a pet is pure and uncomplicated. They don't have ulterior motives. They don't judge. They just love. I can't help it, is the simple truth. From the first moment they put their head in your lap or curled up on your chest, the bond was formed. It was involuntary, immediate, and total. This line is a simple statement of a profound, unconditional bond that defied the wise warnings. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is the question every pet owner faces at the end. The final, terrible decision. Shall I stay here with you, holding you as you go, or is it too much to bear? Will it be a sin to prolong your suffering because I can't let go? Is it a sin to make this choice for you, to decide when your life ends? It is the heaviest burden of responsible pet ownership. The question is a whisper filled with anguish and the desire to do the right thing for a creature who has given nothing but loyalty. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling. So it goes. Some things are meant to be. This is about the natural cycle of life. It's an acceptance. A sad, painful acceptance. Rivers flow to the sea. Lives begin and end. It is the way of things. This isn't about a grand romantic destiny. It's about a small, quiet, natural destiny. The life of this animal was meant to be shorter than mine. Their journey was meant to end here. It's a way of finding peace in the inevitable, of seeing the beauty in a life well lived, even if it was too short. Take my hand. Take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Take my hand is a literal comfort. The owner's hand stroking the soft fur, letting the animal know they are not alone. Take my whole life too is a reflection of how much space this small creature took up. You know, they were part of the daily routine, the quiet moments, the big life events. They took up a whole section of the owner's life. And now that life is being given back in a final act of love and release, the final chorus is a thank you. A final tearful admission that the love was so deep, so real, that this unbearable pain is worth it. It is the price of that love, and the owner would pay it again. Number 11, is it a love song to a memory? Neuroscientists believe that every time we recall a memory, we are not accessing a perfect file. We are actually reconstructing it. This means that memories can change over time, becoming softer, more idealized, or even inaccurate. The phenomenon of Rosy retrospection is the human tendency to remember past events as being more positive than they actually were. Elvis recorded the song 3 years after the death of his mother, Gladys, a loss that haunted him for the rest of his life. Think of the singer as someone who lost the love of their life years ago. They are not singing to a person anymore. They are singing to a ghost they have curated in their own mind, a perfect, unchanging memory. Wise men say only fools rush in. The wise men are the friends who say, it's time to move on. You need to meet someone new. You're living in the past. They say it's foolish to dedicate your life to someone who is gone. It's a form of stasis, a refusal to engage with the present. The singer hears them. They know on a logical level that they are right. It is not healthy to be in love with a memory, but logic has no power here. But I can't help falling in love with you. The you is the memory, and it's an easy person to love. The memory doesn't have bad days. It doesn't argue. It doesn't disappoint. It is a perfect, idealized version of the person who is gone. The singer can't help falling for this version because it is safer and kinder than the messy reality of a new relationship. They are falling in love with a story they tell themselves, a story that can never hurt them again. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is the central conflict. Shall I stay here, in this mausoleum of the past I've built for myself? Would it be a sin to let go, to forget the little details of their voice or the way they laughed? For the person living in the past, moving on, feels like a profound betrayal. It feels like killing the person all over again. The sin is not staying. The sin in their mind would be leaving the memory behind. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling. So it goes. Some things are meant to be. This is the core belief that keeps them trapped. They believe their great love story was destiny. It was meant to be. And because it's over, they feel their story is over too. They see their love not as a chapter in their life, but as the entire book. The river of their life was meant to flow into this one sea. Now that the sea is gone, the river has nowhere to go. It pools, it stagnates. Fate becomes an excuse for not creating a new future. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. This is an invitation to a ghost. Take my hand and keep me here with you. Take my whole life is what they have already given. Their present and their future are a sacrifice to the past. They are offering their entire existence to someone who cannot receive it. The final line is a confession. It is the reason for their isolation, for their refusal to move on. They are in a relationship with a memory, a love affair with an echo, and in its own way, it is a complete and total love, but one that can only exist in the silence of a life that has stopped moving forward. Number 10, is it a caregiver's quiet devotion to the terminally ill? The term palliative care, which focuses on providing relief from the symptoms and stress of a serious illness, was first used in the modern sense by Dr. Balfour Mount in Canada in the 1970s, but the concept is ancient. In the United States, more than 53 million people act as unpaid caregivers for family members. This role is often associated with high levels of stress, depression, and financial strain. Imagine the song being sung in a hospital room late at night. The only sound is the beep of a machine. One person is singing to another who is sleeping or perhaps only semi-conscious. This is not about the drama of diagnosis, but the long, slow, quiet process of an ending. Wise men say only fools rush in. The wise men are the doctors who gave the prognosis, the social workers who offered pamphlets on hospice, the friends who said, "You need to prepare yourself." They warned the singer not to rush in with false hope or denial. They advised practicality in the face of the inevitable, but the singer was a fool who chose to rush into the heart of the pain, to be present for every difficult moment, to deny the logic of emotional self-protection. But I can't help falling in love with you. This is about a deepening of love in the face of decay. As the illness strips away the superficial, a different kind of love emerges. It is a love for the frail hand, the tired eyes, the struggling breath. It is a love born of service, of patience, of witnessing suffering with compassion. The singer is falling in love with the raw, essential humanity of the person in the bed. It's a love that is being distilled to its purest, most painful form. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is the question of endurance. Shall I stay awake for one more vigil? Shall I stay strong when I feel like I'm crumbling? Would it be a sin to admit that I'm tired, that I'm scared, that a part of me wishes for this to be over, for their suffering and my own to end? It is the immense guilt that comes with caregiver fatigue, the conflict between the duty of love and the body's and mind's desperate need for rest. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. This is a song of acceptance. It is a quiet acknowledgement that this is the natural course. The river of this person's life is flowing to its end. It is not a protest. It is not a rage against fate. It is a calm, heartbreaking recognition that this is the final journey. Some things are meant to be is a whisper of letting go. It is giving the loved one permission to leave. It is finding a measure of peace in the unavoidable. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Take my hand is the central act of caregiving. It is the physical connection, the squeeze that says, I am here. It is the hand that holds a cup of water, smooths a blanket, wipes a brow. Take my whole life too is the simple truth. The caregiver's life has been put on hold. Their career, their hobbies, their social life, it has all been offered up to this one purpose. And it is not a resentful sacrifice, it is a willing gift. The final line is the reason. It's the engine that makes the sacrifice possible. The love is not a memory, it is a living, breathing, active force that finds its ultimate expression in this final, selfless act of service. Number 9 is It a Farewell to a Homeland. The word nostalgia was coined in 1688 by a Swiss medical student to describe the intense homesickness experienced by mercenaries. It was considered a potentially fatal disease. There are currently over 100 million forcibly displaced people worldwide. Many of them will never be able to return to the places they were born. Listen to the song as the anthem of a refugee, an exile, or an immigrant. They are on a boat, or a train, or in a new and alien city. They are not singing to a person. They are singing to the land they left behind. Wise men say only fools rush in. The wise men are the cynics and the realists who say, don't look back. Forget the old country. You have to assimilate to survive. They say it is foolish to cling to the past, to let nostalgia poison your chance at a new life. It is a weakness to rush into daydreams of a place that no longer exists as you remember it, or a place you can never go back to. But I can't help falling in love with you. The you is the country. The streets, the mountains, the smell of the air, the taste of the food, the sound of the language. It is a deep, primal love for the place that formed you. This love is not a choice. It is in your blood and your bones. You can't help but love the source of your identity, even if that source is now a source of pain or a distant memory. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? The question is about identity. Shall I stay mentally and emotionally in my homeland, refusing to accept my new reality? Or shall I stay in this new country and try to build a life? Will it be a sin to forget, to let my children grow up speaking a different language with no connection to the land of their ancestors? Is it a betrayal to be happy here, or is the sin to waste my life mourning a past that cannot be reclaimed? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling. So it goes. Some things are meant to be. This is a lament of displacement. The river of my people has flowed in this land for centuries. It was our destiny. But now my river has been diverted. I have been forced into a different stream. The line is a recognition of a broken destiny. It was meant to be one way, and now it is another. It is a sad acknowledgement that history, war, and politics can be forces more powerful than the natural flow of a life. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. This is a plea to the memory of the homeland. Take my hand, even though I am thousands of miles away. Let me feel your soil. Take my whole life too, because even though I am physically elsewhere, my heart, my identity, my whole life is still rooted in you. My life in this new place is just a shadow. My real life is the one I lost. The final chorus is a statement of unwavering and ultimately tragic loyalty. It is the anthem of the permanent exile, the person who lives in one place but belongs to another. Their love is for a place they can only visit in their dreams. Number 8. Is it a song for someone emotionally broken? Complex post-traumatic stress disorder, CPSD, is a condition that can arise from prolonged, repeated trauma and is often characterized by difficulties with emotional regulation and relationships. Studies on attachment theory, pioneered by John Bowlby in the 1950s, show that early childhood experiences can create insecure attachment styles that make it difficult for adults to trust and form healthy bonds. Imagine someone singing this to a partner who has been deeply damaged by their past, someone who keeps pushing them away, who cannot accept love because they've never known it in a safe form. Wise men say only fools rush in. The wise men are the friends who see the turmoil. They say, this person is a black hole. They will drain you. You can't fix them. You deserve someone who is ready to love you back. They see the self-sabotage, the emotional walls, the endless cycle of progress and regression. They say it is foolish to invest your heart in someone who is incapable of holding it. But I can't help falling in love with you. The singer sees past the trauma. They see the vulnerable person underneath the defensive armor. They are not in love with the brokenness. They are in love with the person who is fighting to survive it. They can't help it because they see the potential, the goodness, the person their partner could be if they could only heal. It is a love born of deep empathy and a stubborn refusal to give up. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is the exhausting internal monologue. Shall I stay through another fight, another shutdown, another act of self-destruction? Would it be a sin to leave, to save myself from the collateral damage of their pain? Am I abandoning them in their time of need? Or am I enabling their behavior by staying? It is a constant weighing of one's own well-being against the perceived needs of the person they love. There is no easy answer. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling. So it goes. Some things are meant to be. This is a desperate hope. The singer believes that their love can be the steady, constant river that will eventually lead their partner to the sea of healing and peace. They believe they were meant to be the one to help them. It is a romantic and often dangerous idea. They frame their difficult relationship as a noble quest, a fated mission. This belief is what gives them the strength to endure the pain, but it can also blind them to the reality that some people cannot be saved by love alone. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Take my hand is a constant, gentle offering. I'm here. Trust me. Let me help. It is a hand that is often slapped away. Take my whole life too is the recognition that loving this person is an all-consuming task. It takes all of one's patience, energy, and emotional resources. The final line is the ultimate explanation for this choice. It is not logical. It is not wise. But it is true. It is a love that persists in the absence of reciprocity, fueled by a hope that is both beautiful and very possibly tragic. Number 7, is it the anthem for a cause that will destroy you? The idea of the glorious death in battle or for a cause is a recurring theme in history, from the Spartans at Thermopylae in 480 BC to the Romantic poets of the 19th century. The psychological phenomenon known as fusion, where an individual's personal identity becomes inseparable from a group or a cause, can lead people to make extreme sacrifices. Here the song is being sung not to a person, but to an ideal, a revolution, a dangerous scientific pursuit, a political movement, a cause that demands total devotion and may demand the ultimate price. Wise men say only fools rush in. The wise men are the voices of caution and moderation. They are the family members who plead for safety, the friends who urge a more balanced life. They say it is foolish to sacrifice everything, your career, your family, your very life for an abstract idea. They advocate for pragmatism, for survival. The singer hears them but dismisses them as people who simply do not understand. But I can't help falling in love with you. The you is the cause, the dream of a better world, the quest for truth, the fight for justice. The singer has fallen in love with the beauty and purity of the ideal. It is an intellectual and emotional passion that transcends personal relationships. It is a love that offers a sense of purpose and meaning that ordinary life cannot. They can't help it because the cause has given them a reason to exist. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is the moment of final commitment. Shall I stay on the safe path or go all in? Would it be a sin to turn back now, to betray the cause, to betray my comrades, to betray my own beliefs? For the true believer, abandoning the cause is the only unforgivable sin. It is a form of spiritual death. The question is a rhetorical one. The choice has already been made. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling. So it goes, some things are meant to be. This is the language of historical inevitability. The revolutionary believes their victory is meant to be. The explorer believes they are destined to find that new land. They see themselves as instruments of fate, small parts of a grand, historical river flowing towards a preordained sea. This belief makes their personal sacrifice seem not just necessary, but noble and significant. They are not just dying, they are fulfilling a destiny. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Take my hand is the Pledge of Allegiance. It is the signing of the paper, the joining of the movement, the stepping onto the battlefield. Take my whole life too is the literal offer. Use me, use my body, my mind, my time on this earth. It is all yours. It is the ultimate sacrifice given willingly. The final chorus is not a romantic plea. It is a zealot's vow. It is the quiet, resolute statement of a person who has found something they love more than their own life. The song becomes a hymn for the martyr, the true believer on the edge of oblivion. Number 6, is it a ghost's lament for the living? The belief in ghosts is one of the most persistent paranormal beliefs, with polls showing that around 45% of Americans believe in them. Many ghost stories, from antiquity to the present day, are not about terror, but about tragedy. Samson, a spirit tethered to a place or a person by a powerful, unresolved emotion. The original melody, Plaisir d'amour, speaks of a sorrow that lasts a lifetime for a ghost. That sorrow could last an eternity. Listen to the song from the perspective of a ghost. They are watching the person they loved move on. They are unseen, unheard, unable to touch or comfort them, a silent, heartbroken observer. Wise men say only fools rush in. The wise men, from the ghost perspective, are the living. They are the ones who say you must let go of the dead. That life goes on. They tell the grieving person that it's foolish to dwell on the past. The ghost watches this advice being given, perhaps even agrees with it on some level. They want their loved one to be happy. But the fool is also the ghost itself, a spirit who has rushed in to this state of being, unable to move on because of the love they still feel. But I can't help falling in love with you. The love has not ended with death. It continues, perhaps even more intensely, now that it is distilled to its essence, with no physical form. The ghost watches the person they love and falls in love with them all over again every day. They fall in love with their sadness, their strength, their small, brave attempts to live again. It is a pure and purely painful form of love. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is the ghost's dilemma. Shall I stay here in this shadow world near you? Is my presence a comfort or a chain that holds you back from healing? Would it be a sin to linger, to haunt your life with my memory? Or would the greater sin be to leave, to go into the light, to abandon you completely in your grief? It is a question about the nature of a ghost's responsibility to the living. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes, some things are meant to be. This is a tragic acceptance of the natural order. The living are the river. They are meant to flow onward, to change, to join the great sea of life. The ghost is a stagnant pool left behind on the riverbank. They are no longer part of that flow. The line is a heartbreaking acknowledgement from the ghost to the living. Your life is meant to continue. Mine is not. It is a release, a painful permission for their loved one to move on. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. This is the most impossible plea. The ghost reaches out a hand that cannot be felt. They offer a life that has already been taken. It is the ultimate expression of impotent love. They have nothing left to give but this powerless, invisible devotion. The final chorus is a whisper on the wind, unheard by the person it is for. It is the eternal silent song of a love that has been separated by the ultimate barrier, a love that can only watch forever on the outside. Number 5, is it for a version of someone that is gone forever? The psychological concept of identity foreclosure describes a state where a person commits to an identity without exploring alternatives, often due to a life-altering event. This can happen to soldiers returning from war, former athletes after a career-ending injury, or anyone who has had their core identity stripped away. They are not the same person they were before. This interpretation is not about death, but about transformation. Imagine singing this to someone who has returned from a war, or survived a terrible accident, or been changed by a profound trauma. You love them, but the person you fell in love with is gone. A stranger is looking back at you through their eyes. Wise men say, only fools rush in. The wise men are the ones who say, people change. They are the ones who recognize that the person who left is not the person who came back. They would advise caution, patience, or even walking away. It is foolish to rush in and pretend that nothing has changed, to love the ghost of the person who used to be, while ignoring the difficult reality of the person who is here now. But I can't help falling in love with you. This is a statement of dual love. I can't help still loving the memory of the person you were. And I can't help trying to fall in love with the person you have become. It is a confusing, painful, and deeply conflicted love. The singer is trying to reconcile the past and the present, to find the thread of the person they knew in this new, hardened, or broken version. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is the agonizing choice. Shall I stay out of loyalty, out of duty, out of a lingering hope that the old you will re-emerge? Would it be a sin to leave? Is it abandonment to admit that you cannot love this new person? Is it a betrayal of your shared past? Or is it a sin against yourself to stay in a relationship with a stranger, a relationship that is now filled with silence and pain? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling. So it goes. Some things are meant to be. This line is a question. Was this meant to be? Was this tragic transformation part of our destiny? Or has our destiny been irrevocably broken? The singer might be trying to convince themselves that this is just a new, unexpected bend in the river of their lives, and that it will still lead to the same sea. But deep down, they fear the river has been diverted entirely, and they are now flowing towards a destination they do not recognize and did not choose. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Take my hand is a tentative gesture. It is an attempt to reconnect, to bridge the gap between the past and the present. It is a hand offered to a person who may no longer know how to hold it. Take my whole life too as an acknowledgement of the new reality. My life is now also defined by your trauma, by your change. My future is now as uncertain as yours. The final line is a confession of their trap. They can't let go of the past, and they can't fully embrace the present. They are stuck, loving a memory and a stranger at the same time. Number 4, is it a song from a creator to a flawed creation? The story of Frankenstein's monster, published by Mary Shelley in 1818, is a quintessential tale of a creator rejecting their creation, leading to mutual destruction. The Golem of Prague, from Jewish folklore, is another story of a man-made being that grows beyond its creator's control. These stories explore the complex responsibility a creator has for what they have made. Think of the song from the perspective of a creator. An artist, a writer, a scientist, or even a parent looking at a child who has gone down a dark path. They are singing to their creation, a thing they brought into the world, which is now a source of both pride and profound sorrow. Wise men say, only fools rush in. The wise men are the critics, the patrons, the society that judges the creation. They point out the flaws, the dangers, the mistakes. They say the creator was foolish to attempt such a thing, to pour their soul into something so imperfect, so monstrous. The creator knows these flaws better than anyone. They know the warnings were right, but I can't help falling in love with you. Despite the flaws, despite the disappointment, the creator feels an unbreakable bond. They see the spark of their own genius, the echo of their original, beautiful idea within the flawed reality. They can't help but love the thing they made, because it is a part of them. The love is not for the perfection that was never achieved, but for the messy, struggling, imperfect thing that is. Is a parent's love. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is the creator's moral crisis. Shall I stay associated with you, my flawed creation? Do I defend you, or do I disown you to save my own reputation? Would it be a sin to abandon you? I brought you into this world. Am I responsible for the damage you cause, or is the sin to continue enabling you to pretend you are not what you are? It is the conflict between love and responsibility. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling. So it goes, some things are meant to be. This is a statement of lost control. The creator had a plan. The river was supposed to flow in a neat, controlled channel to a beautiful sea. But the creation had a will of its own. It has overflowed the banks, carved its own destructive path. Some things are meant to be is a sigh of resignation. The creator must accept that they have unleashed a force they can no longer direct. Their creation has its own, perhaps, tragic destiny. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Take my hand is an impossible offer. The creator wants to guide, to fix, to mend the creation, but it is too late. Take my whole life too is the price of creation. The creation will define the creator's legacy. It will consume their life, whether through pride or through shame. Their life story is now inseparable from the story of what they made. The final line is the reason. It is the inescapable, painful, and unconditional love of a maker for the thing they have made, no matter how monstrous it has become. Number 3, is it a final love letter written before the end? The practice of writing letters before a battle or a dangerous journey is ancient. The last letter of Major Sullivan Ballou to his wife Sarah, written a week before he was killed at the First Battle of Bull Run in 1861, is a famous example of such a farewell. It is a text filled with love for his wife and an acceptance of his potential death. Imagine this song is not a song at all. It is the text of a letter being written by a soldier, a terminally ill person, or anyone who knows their time is short. It is their last message to the person they love. Wise men say only fools rush in. This is a reflection on the beginning of their love. We were such fools, weren't we? We were so young and naive. Everyone told us to wait, to be careful. It is a fond, bittersweet memory of their own foolishness, a foolishness that gave them the greatest happiness of their life. And from the vantage point of the end, the wise men were wrong. Rushing in was the best thing they ever did. But I can't help falling in love with you. This is the central theme of the letter. This love was not a choice, it was an inevitability. And even now, facing the end, that love is the most real and powerful thing in their life. It is the one truth that death cannot erase. The past tense and present tense mix. I fell in love then, and I am still falling in love with you now, in my memory, as I write this. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is a rhetorical question addressed to fate. Shall I stay? Is a desperate, silent plea for more time. But the writer knows the answer is no. Would it be a sin is directed at their loved one. Would it be a sin for me to want to stay, even if it meant more suffering? The true purpose of the line in this context is to say, I don't want to leave you. It's an apology for dying. An apology for breaking the promise of a lifetime together. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling. So it goes. Some things are meant to be. This is the writer's attempt to offer comfort, to frame their death not as a tragedy, but as a natural conclusion. My life, my river, has reached its sea. This is the way it was meant to be. It is an act of profound love, trying to soothe the pain of the person they are leaving behind. They are trying to give their death a sense of peace and rightness, even if they don't feel it themselves. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Take my hand is a memory and a hope. Remember holding my hand. When you feel alone, imagine I am holding it still. Take my whole life too is a bequest. I am giving you my life, the memory of it, the love we shared. It is all yours now. Live a whole life for both of us. The letter ends with the most important message. The reason for everything. The love was real. It was total. And it does not end here. The song is not a beginning. It is a final, perfect, heartbreaking summary of a love that was cut short. Number 2, is it a song about loving the idea of someone, not the reality? The concept of idealization in psychology is a defense mechanism where we attribute exaggeratedly positive qualities to someone else. It's a key component of early infatuation, but can become a problem when we refuse to see the real person behind our idealized image. Catfishing, a phenomenon named after the 2010 documentary, is a modern technological version of falling for an idea where a person creates a completely false online identity. Here the song is the internal monologue of someone who is about to meet a person they have only known online or someone they have built up in their mind from afar. They are in love, but they are in love with a fantasy. Wise men say only fools rush in. The wise men are the friends who have warned them. You don't even know this person. People aren't what they seem online. You've built this up in your head. The singer knows this is a huge risk. They know it's foolish to invest so much emotion in a person they don't truly know. They are aware of the potential for a massive disappointment, but I can't help falling in love with you. The you is not a real person. It is a collection of curated photos, carefully worded emails, and late-night chats. It is a person constructed from hopes and dreams. The singer has fallen in love with a projection of their own desires. They can't help it, because this idealized person is perfect. They are exactly what the singer wants and needs them to be. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is the moment of truth, right before the first real-life meeting. Shall I stay in the fantasy? Should I cancel the meeting and preserve the perfect idea of this person forever? Would it be a sin to meet them, to force reality upon this beautiful dream? The sin is the potential destruction of the fantasy. The singer is afraid that the real person will be a disappointment and that the beautiful feeling they have will be shattered. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. This is the justification for taking the risk. The connection felt so real, so powerful, that it must be destiny. It's a way of telling themselves that the idea and the reality will match. They are clinging to the belief that this fantasy they've nurtured was not a delusion, but a premonition of a real fated love. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. This is the offer they are about to make to a person who may not exist. Take my hand, the first physical touch. Take my whole life too, the willingness to commit everything to this idea. The final chorus is sung with a mixture of hope and terror. It is a declaration of love for a phantom. The tragedy is that the song is not about the other person at all. It is about the singer's own loneliness and their deep, desperate need to believe in a perfect love, even if they have to invent it themselves. The song ends, the coffee shop door opens, and the fantasy is about to collide with the real world. Number 1, is it a song sung to yourself after losing everything? The psychological concept of post-traumatic growth refers to the positive psychological change experienced as a result of adversity and other challenges. However, before growth, there is often a period of collapse, a dark night of the soul, where one's old self and worldview have been shattered. The Japanese art of kintsugi, which dates back to the 15th century, involves repairing broken pottery with lacquer mixed with powdered gold, silver, or platinum. The philosophy behind it is that the piece is more beautiful for having been broken. This is the final, most heartbreaking interpretation. The song is not sung to another person. It is sung by a person to themselves in the mirror after a devastating breakup, a great failure, the loss of an identity. They have been shattered. They are singing to the broken pieces. Wise men say only fools rush in. The wise men were right. And the singer rushed into a love, a career, a belief that destroyed them. They were the fool. This is a raw, painful acknowledgement of their own mistakes. It is the first step of taking responsibility for their own brokenness. There is no blame, only a quiet, sad admission of fault. I was the fool, but I can't help fall in love with you. The you is the self, the broken, fragile, surviving self. For the first time, the singer is turning their capacity for love inward. It is a tentative, difficult process. It is about learning to love the person they are now, not the person they were before the disaster. I can't help it is a recognition that self-love is not a choice, but a necessity for survival. It is the only love they have left. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? This is the ultimate existential question. Shall I stay in this world? Shall I keep going? Would it be a sin to give up? It is a quiet confrontation with despair. But it is also a question of self-worth. Shall I stay with myself? Can I commit to this broken person? Would it be a sin to abandon myself now, after everything I've been through? The question is the beginning of a new vow, a vow to oneself. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling. So it goes. Some things are meant to be. This is a radical reframing of their life story. The disaster was not the end of the river. It was just a waterfall, a violent, terrifying crash, but the river continues. Some things are meant to be is not about what was lost. It is about the person they are becoming. Maybe the breaking was meant to be. Maybe this new, scarred landscape is where the river was always supposed to flow. It is the beginning of finding meaning in the suffering. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Take my hand is the singer reaching out to their own reflection. A promise to guide themselves out of the darkness, a promise of self-reliance. Take my whole life too is the ultimate acceptance. All of it. The good, the bad, the mistakes, the scars. I accept my entire life. I claim it. It is mine. The final line is not a declaration to another. It is the quiet, powerful, and most difficult declaration of all. It is the beginning of healing. It is a promise to love oneself, not in spite of the broken pieces, but because of them. It is the realization that the only person who can truly save you is yourself. The song, in the end, is not about finding love. It is about creating it for yourself from the wreckage.